Hola y bienvenidos al nuevo laboratorio Snazzy. But for real, welcome to the new Snazzy Labs. From now on, you will only find our NFT-based videos in the metaverse. This is the worst intro I've ever done. But hello, welcome. We are making some changes around here, and many of them are big. Because even though we're a mid-sized channel with 1 million subscribers, I have historically run like a really lean, tight ship. And that's something that I'm hoping to change in 2022. We're expanding. And so in this video, I'm going to explain how I plan to make that happen, how I make money, why you can trust us, and how content is going to improve over the next several months. If that didn't sound loaded enough, well, we're also going to give you a tour of our new studio. Okay, so it's not that new. We moved clear back in October of last year, 2021. So we've been here almost 4 months. However, the end of year video rush is always insane. And so we're kind of just now actually moving in. Let me show you around. Come on, let's go.
Hold on.
Keep it running. Come on in. Okay, so this place is on the second floor above a record store. I must admit, that didn't really cross my mind when I leased the place. You see, both times I came in here was when the record store was closed, and so it was really quiet, and I thought, man, for being above a record store, this thing is silent. And then I realized that they were closed, and so they play music, and it's kind of a little loud sometimes, and that's where we explain what's going to be going down. This is the studio portion of the office, and it needs a lot of work. I spent several $1,000s on sound treatment stuff that's coming, and hopefully it mostly mitigates the extraordinary echo that you hear in here, as well as the construction noises and the noise from downstairs and just a bunch of the other peripheral noises. We're downtown, we're in a great location, we're next to a bunch of restaurants, we're close to my house, but that also means that it's kind of loud and we're gonna have to work with that. But just be patient for a little bit longer. Stuff has been delayed like months because of COVID, but it's finally gonna get here. So I'm excited for that. Let's head over into the studio. If you've seen a Snazzy Labs video in the last 4 months, this is a shot that you are no doubt familiar with. Look, this studio is a lot bigger than our old one, but it's still relatively small. We don't have enough room for, a dedicated spot for every shot. I'm looking at you, Marquez. So our kind of studio needs to transform for each shot we want to plan. But I wanted a space that was mostly static, that wasn't going to change, and that's this little corner, okay? So we've got a bunch of nice set pieces. We've got a display and a keyboard, and the mouse is somewhere, but I'm gonna get 3 machines, Linux, PC, and Mac OS, that we can just have here. So when I need to run a screen recording or whatever, I don't have to ask myself, oh, do I have the software installed, the stuff set up? It's just always ready to go. That's gonna be here. Now, on the other side, this is more of an administrative area, okay? I have a lot of projects that are in the process of being made, and I need a place to put them. So on top is just crap that I'm done with, that I need to inventory and or sell. But in these drawers, don't look in that drawer. In some of these drawers, I have projects that I am currently working on that, well, I need a place to put them until the video is completed. So that's this. Now, as we rotate to the other side, this space transforms. I changed the company name to Snazzy Labs back in 2011 from That Snazzy iPhone Guy, which was my original channel name. Bet most of you didn't know that. And I wanted to really play into the laboratories trope. And I mean, come on. I wanted a high school science lab kind of vibe, and I think we've achieved that. So we've got a bunch of 3D printers right here. These are actually all resin-based. I have a filament printer right here. I'm in the process of building a Voron, my own big scale 3D printer. I'll talk about that in a minute because I'm actually in the process of making it. And then over here, we've got a bunch of instruments, from mixers to reflow machines to soldering irons to just, there's all sorts of crap. It's really disorganized right now. But I'm in the process of finding new equipment and placing it into its place so that over time, we can improve the quality of benchmarks that we do. We can back them up with more scientific data. We're not going Gamers Nexus, okay? I'm not spending $70,000 on Fan Tester, even though that's like the coolest thing in the world, and I wish I had one, even though I don't even know what it does. I've watched 2 videos on it. I have no clue. I don't know what it's supposed to do, but I want one. Anyway, I'm gonna be working on getting some kind of smaller scientific equipment so that we can go from being like a, oh, this is nice, to actually giving measurable data without going too crazy like Steve and Linus's new place and whatever, because I'm not as smart as them. We've got some art. This one's made by Sir Jonathan Paul Ive of Apple fame. It's called Form Over Function. And yeah, he made that and gave it to me. So that's pretty cool. Thanks, Johnny. This wall is a disaster. You can see all these boxes and garbage. This is stuff that I need to get rid of. But what we're gonna do here is we're gonna hang, what are they called?
Seamless paper.
Seamless paper, also known as paper backdrops, that we can use to change the color and just to provide some variance so that this single space can actually A, be used, because right now it's ugly as sin, and B, so that we can give a bunch of different background colors, and we're gonna buy some little props from IKEA and whatever, just to give some variance to our A-roll. And then behind me, maybe I should have Benjamin tell you what all this stuff is. We've got our table, which is where we still shoot a lot of the B-roll. We do have some thoughts on where we want to kind of transform this, and Benjamin is building up a list of gear that every time I look at it, it gets more and more expensive, and he tells me this is the cheapest way to do it, and he's right, but this stuff is just not a good value, but it will level things up. So we're in the process of ordering a bunch of new crap. But over here is kind of where we store all of our film equipment. So all our C-stands and carts and lights, when we're not using them, kind of just get pushed over here. And then right here, I have been told this is organized. Just kidding. We have a kind of a battery charging station, and just all our camera gear is right here. And yeah, so I don't ever come over here. This isn't my corner, so I don't really care. Now, I guess we go to the offices. So if you come this way, Snazzy Labs, bird up. Don't mind this box. There's nothing here, nothing to see. Here we go. This is my office, my kingdom. I've never had my own office before, and now I do, and you can tell it's super echoey. I'm gonna fix that. We've ordered sound treatment stuff for this room as well. Yeah, but I figured right now, I'll maybe just show you kind of what my day-to-day looks like, because I bet it's different than you think it might be. I often get the question, why do you guys only make one video a week when there's two of you? Like, should you not be making more videos? And to that I say, yeah, we do want to make more videos, but we can't. It's a problem of manpower. Now, your response might be, well, hold on a second. I make 5 videos a week and it's just me. Yeah, but your videos suck. I'm just kidding. No, but here's the reality. Running a profitable YouTube channel is hard, and it takes a lot of work. There's a lot of creators that just throw crap at the wall and hope that some of it sticks. And that's a strategy that can work, but it's not a strategy that I like. I like to be more calculated and more methodical and create videos that I know are going to succeed, that are designed from the ground up to be successful, so that we can have consistency in our viewership and sponsors that want to give us money, and they do. And so it's weird because we have a relatively small channel, but we also work pretty profitably, which is unusual on YouTube. Because if you're relying on YouTube for revenue entirely, like AdSense, you're in for a bad time. You need to kind of do stuff yourself. So I wrote down a list of just a couple of things that I do around here at the office. I do plan content, and I do write content, and I do shoot that content. But if I had to tell you like how much of my week that was, it would probably be, depending on the week, 25 to 30%. It's really not that much. So you might be wondering, well, then what else do you do? Well, I do sales and I do invoicing for those sales. I have meetings with sponsors and product agencies to figure out how we're going to create an integration. I do follow-up meetings to see how a campaign performed and how we can do better in the future. I run HR and payroll because I have one full-time salaried employee and I have a couple of people that consult for me. I do generalized boss things. There's a lot of my day that is spent doing this stuff.
You also tweet a lot.
I also tweet a lot, and that's something I'm going to improve on. It used to just be a me problem, but now I have an employee that also tweets a lot, and now I feel guilty about us both wasting time. No, so here's the thing. Generalized boss things take up a lot of my time. I just spent the last several days making a website, and yes, we're going to do this transition into an ad, but I want to tell you why this is important. I just launched a new website. It's called snazzylabs.com, and it's a WordPress website. I built it in 3-4 days. I went out and I bought a template and I just created it. And it covers a lot of things that sponsors ask me and viewers ask me. So now I can just send sponsors to the website. I can tell them about the services I offer, about campaigns we've done in the past that have been successful, and they can tell me what they want me to do for their brand. But also, I've launched this ethics statement page. There is a lot of kind of convoluted behavior in influencer marketing. There's a lot of people that watch YouTubers that don't know anything about those YouTubers, about how they make money, about how they run their business. And I think that's wrong, because if you don't know about the creator that you're watching and how they monetize their channel, how can you know that their content is trustworthy? And so I have created this page that outlines every single thing. How I make money, by which method do I make money? When are you going to know that money is being transacted? Because I need to be clear with you. Because if I'm not clear with you, then how am I a reputable source? So this is just a thing that I've been working on the last several days. It's something I've been passionate about for months. I even tell you the stock holdings that I have, because I think that that should be known, even though, I mean, I own 5 shares of Tesla. That's like a couple $1,000s. It's really not that much, but you know, in the grand scheme of things, I feel that in the spirit of disclosure, you should know about that, so that my biases, which are inherent to everyone, can be made known, and you can say, okay, well, this is what I know about Quinn, and this is what his video says, and this is going to be what I take away from the video, rather than just blindly trusting content that you see. It's why we have a lot of problem with the media in general. So anyway, I'm getting off tangent. This website took me a few days to make, and it took up time that I would have spent doing other stuff, but it didn't take up as much time as it might have if I didn't use today's sponsor, Hostinger. Now, this is the transition where I say, as per my ethics statement, this is an ad, but I really do like Hostinger. If you go to my URL, which is in the video description, hostinger.com/snazzy, you can press start now, and you can save up to 91%, which is just like, that doesn't even compute in my brain, off of their hosting plans. The premium shared hosting is what I use, and it works super well. You know, it's less than $259 a month. You can pay by credit card or PayPal or Apple Pay. You can give them cryptocurrency if that's your jam. Please let it not be, but if it is, you can do that. And then, even more than the already good deal you're getting, you go to have a coupon code, and then you go and you enter SNAZZY for Snazzy. You press the plus button, and that reduces the price even further, which is crazy town. You can get 4 years of hosting for $115. A few years ago, I was paying almost that per month for my web hosting. It's an incredible value, and it comes with a bunch of other stuff that I actually think is really, really great. So I'm going to show you the Hostinger H panel here, because one of Hostinger's benefits is that it allows you to do power user things. I mean, this is not a website builder, right? This is a full-fledged web host. You can install whatever you want on your web server, but they also make it easy for people that don't know a ton of stuff about this. I messed up an SSL certificate the other day, and I'm not a web developer. I poked around for a minute and I was like, crap. I eventually clicked this little help button and chatted in just a few minutes with someone at Hostinger, and they did their own magic on the back end, and they're like, okay, it's fixed now. It was amazing. And I mean, again, you're paying just a few dollars per month and you get that level of customer support. It really is exceptional. And I'm not even just saying that because this is an ad. That's not even one of their talking points. It's just really, really good. But you create your account and you want to make a website, okay? I installed mine on WordPress. So here we go, premium shared hosting. All I have to do is click setup. It says hello. And I go through this step-by-step process. I can choose WordPress and WooCommerce if I want to sell stuff. I can choose an entirely different CMS. Look at all of these CMSs you can install. I haven't even heard of most of these, but I'm going to install WordPress. So I'm going to press select, and then you create your credentials, okay? And I press continue. I can choose what theme I want on the fly. There are themes built into WordPress, but Hostinger has several that you can select on your own, which is pretty cool. Sure, let's do this one. Best-selling author. And then what's even better is your hosting comes with a free domain name and free SSL certification. So I'm going to go to claim a free domain name, type in my domain name. What should we call it? How about Snazzy Merch? Is that available? Maybe I'm showing my cards. Maybe you know something that's in the work at Snazzy Labs. Nope, Snazzy Merch is not available. What about snazzymerch.store? That's a great URL. I will be finding a different one. But just to demonstrate, there you go, snazzymerch.store. I press continue. And it's going to handle all of the DNS, all of the setup, all that stuff that's confusing about web hosting when you start doing it. It just does it. And then I can choose my server right here in North America, in Arizona. I press finish setup. By the way, Hostinger has servers all around the world, so that if, it's not specifically regional, so the speed is good if you're halfway across the planet, which is excellent. I choose my primary details, so United States. I'm not from Uganda, even though that would be cool. And snazzymerch.store is being registered. In the background, they're doing their things. We're just sitting here, chilling, and it's gonna take a couple minutes. It's been like maybe 2 minutes, and it says your website is ready. So I can view the website, and it's gonna be probably really ugly because that's actually pretty nice. It's all lorem ipsum, but there you go. I've got my template, and then I can go into the WordPress dashboard. This is built into Hostinger that offers features that are specifically available from Hostinger for WordPress, which is super cool. SSL in WordPress is not that hard to set up, but it's not super easy. It's already doing that in the background. And then once I press force HTTPS, once that certificate's installed, it's just gonna always work. That's something you typically have to do on the back end. You change some htaccess files. I don't really know web hosting, but Hostinger just does it. It's awesome. You can manage your cache. You can set up Cloudflare for really, really, really quick loading across the world. And then, of course, you can manage your files. Like they have a file manager here so that you don't have to use an FTP client, which is not that big of a deal. FTP clients are not that hard, but this is built in and it's HTML5 and I've uploaded like entire zip folders. It's awesome. There's just a lot of this stuff that's included with Hostinger that makes it a very obvious choice if you're doing a website for the first time. It gives you more flexibility than website builders. It doesn't take so much time and energy and money to set up that it just becomes a total kind of resource sink. Again, it's not like my website is the best website in the world, but I think it's pretty nice. And this took me, 3-4 days? So that's great, and Hostinger made it possible. So go to the link in the video description and be sure to use code SNAZZY when you sign up. Okay, so we've got the ad spot out of the way, but it's honestly because that's what I've been doing for the last several days. And it worked out great because Hostinger was like, hey, we want to sponsor you. And I said, hey, I need to redo my website. And look how the things come together. But yeah, I think that it's important to note that these channels that your favorite creators do, they're fairly resource intensive and everyone runs their channel differently. I know guys that work like crazy to make one video a month. And I know guys that work like crazy to make one video a day. And you know what? They're all good. We're doing our own thing here at Snazzy Labs. We're happy with it, but there are changes that are going to happen. We're making some new hires soon, hopefully, assuming I can make that happen. But I'm hoping to get at minimum a kind of part-time assistant that can help us manage scheduling conflicts and all of the stuff that has become just a total time sink. I'm not a big organized guy, and I hired Benjamin hoping he was, and he's better than me, but he's also not very good. And so we're gonna try and find someone for that. And then keep your ears opened and your noses smelling, I don't know what that has to do with anything, for job listings, because I am going to be hiring a writer soon. It's the one thing I'm the most scared to hire out because I write my videos and my channel is me, but a lot of channels have done it really, really, really well, and I just need to find the right person. So if you think you're that person, hang tight, because job listings will come up soon. You bored yet? That was way more about YouTube than you probably wanted to know or care about. So let's finish the tour. This room's kind of a disaster, by the way. Didn't really talk about it. I've got some speakers. I need to fix one. We've got my 1 million subscriber plaque there. Whatever. Work in progress for sure on the office front. This is calendar. It's from Stephen Hackett of 512 Pixels. It's a bunch of Apple products. And then this is fun. It tells you on the dates what happened in that date and year. So March of 2009, on the 11th, there was a buttonless iPod Shuffle announced to mass confusion. That thing was terrible. I think I have a video on it on YouTube. March 2009. I was making videos back then. Holy smokes, I've been doing this forever. Welcome to the bodega, or the storage shed office thing. Here's the thing. I thought this was totally 100% going to be used for storage. I'm not so sold on that anymore because we have so much storage in the front in the studio with all of those drawers that we don't really put much back here other than crap that could be placed elsewhere. And then some of this is just, I need to get rid of. Like, here's a 2021 Tesla center console that's covered in dust. Didn't fit in my old car. Long story, not gonna get into it. I will one of these days, probably not. Ask me on Twitter if you're interested. Here's the bathroom. There's the bathroom. And this is, I'm not gonna call it Benjamin's office because that would imply that it's forever his. It is the post-production room. So this is where his desk is currently. This is where the video editing happens. We've got the Mac Pro, but we're soon going to be swapping that out for a MacBook Pro. We've got an M1 Max. Our videos can pretty much be edited on one of those with some slight caveats, but not enough to not get rid of this thing while it still holds any tangible value. Got a whiteboard for, it would appear, doodling. And then we've got a little kitchenette here, which is disgusting because we don't actually cook food here. I've been like cleaning 3D prints and stuff, but I'm gonna make this nice so that we can actually, you know, prep lunch and stuff here because I know Benjamin's trying to be healthy. I'm trying to be more healthy. And so there you have it. We've got some water here. This is a really interesting tour, isn't it? We've got an RO system under the sink that's going to this, that chills and heats water. And then we've got an ice maker, which I bought because it allowed you to plug in a line set so that you could just automatically fill the reservoir. Well, it turns out that was a lie. Don't ever trust Walmart.com. And so I have this hose that shoots water that I fill up the ice tank with. Okay, this is my worst nightmare, okay? The networking stuff we have here is all over the place. We've got Google Fiber, which is awesome. That's one of the major reasons I selected this office because business internet is so expensive. And Google Fiber is like at least moderately affordable. However, this building is pretty old. It was wired up for Ethernet at one point, but it's Cat 5, not Cat 5e, Cat 5 from like the 90s. It only supports 10100, so 100 megabits per second. That's clearly not going to cut it. And so we're going to be retrofitting all of the old cabling with newer, more modern cabling. And luckily our landlord's been awesome and is kind of helping accommodate for some of that. But we're going to create a server rack of sorts probably in the storage room when we get that all done. So all of our old server stuff is just sitting here unused because we are using Google Wi-Fi in the whole office and it's not ideal, I'll tell you that much. This is this is a shower, clearly not for someone of my height. But in any case, in here I've got a 3D printer and I am in the process, it's all hot boxed because I need to get really, really warm ambient temperatures for the ASA that I'm printing. Basically, long story short, I have a bunch of printed parts that I'm going to be placing on a newer, bigger, better, huger printer. It's called a Voron, and it's super cool because it's not a company, it's just a bunch of weird nerds that got together and made a 3D printer design with a bunch of parts that you can just source from anywhere. So you go out, you buy all the parts yourself, and then you put this thing together, and there's a bunch of mods, and it looks super cool, and I'm probably gonna regret it because it's gonna take like tons of my life away for basically zero return, but that's what hobbies are all about. So anyway, that's the office. Shh. This is too loud. I hope you enjoyed the tour. I hope you're still subscribed, and if you are, get excited for a lot of new content coming your way. We've got some really cool stuff planned in the works for especially February. There's one video we've been working on for like 4 months, and I am so stoked to finally publish it. So if you like this video, please give it a like. If you didn't, well, that other button probably works. Not really, you can't tell, I can, but it's because YouTube wants to protect creators, so I can see the dislikes, but you can't. Does that make sense? Do you understand it? It's to protect creators. Stay snazzy. All right, come on in. Oh, not you.